Hello. I'm looking very tired today. It's been a long week and it's only Sunday. I mean, what does that mean? But this is kind of the next part of my research about buying quote unquote haunted items online. So the general rundown is that I got this as a haunted item. This was through eBay, and the premise of this was that um, the woman had a house full of haunted items and she was trying to pare down what she had. She would let you order a piece from her, but it was a mystery box, and she would use a pendulum to figure out what piece belonged to you. Okay. There's something like a little intrigue. And again, this was the most expensive item that I ordered, and I am keeping as much of my order processed down to lower costs as possible. So I think this one was $50 all told, including shipping, the whole deal. So, and eBay will get you with that, by the way. So you purchase an item, and then they put in, the shipper puts in $10, $12 for shipping. So it's almost twice the cost. But okay. So this was a one time price. So it was interesting because I got it and had a handwritten letter saying that this was the piece she picked. She sensed a feminine energy and a quirky woman. Well, the feminine energy, I mean, yeah, okay. Quirky woman. On the back, I initially thought it said Enna um, or Emma Walter, 1957. So, I mean, there's a woman's name on the back. Okay. I did do an EVP, EMF, and spirit box session, so I'm still waiting to hear back from my team what they thought, if I caught anything off this or not. I had my pug with me. He really didn't respond at all, and when I first got the dish, it had a faint cigarette-y smell, which has also faded. I mean, it has been out in my garage overnight for a couple nights, just kind of descenting. So the interesting thing is that I did start my research to see, what I could find out about this piece because, I always have to be a little bit skeptical. But the first thing I did, and I apologize, that is my elder pug barking because he wants to go to bed. In a minute, boy. Let me finish this. Um, just doing a quick AI image search, it said this item appears to be an antique hand-painted porcelain serving tray or plate, likely from the late 19th or early 20th century, featuring a floral design and gold trim. Um, Likely antique with similar pieces dating from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, and it often featured cutout or molded handles. So that was the first thing that I found. I tried again and again and again. I tried putting in the name. Um, what I initially thought was the name, and I got Emma Walter. It was not Emma. I tried Enna Walter, and I actually did find three entries for that. 1864 Pennsylvania, we don't know when she died. There was one in Iowa in 1911 and one in 1898 Alabama. So I then turned to my friends and I said, so guys, what do you recommend for doing research? Um, I even tried for visual matches, and you can see that these are pretty close. A lot of these are the original antique 1920s porcelain. Well, as it narrowed down, it's a form of porcelain plate from Bavaria, Germany. Open handled cake plate. It dates to the 1920s. It's crafted from fine porcelain. And then it features intricate details in a hand painted floral design, likely a mix of pink and green hues with a gold rim. Okay, so we kept digging around. They also saw, when I tried to clean up the signature, they also picked up Emma Walter. And there was an Emma Walter. She was, it says, as I kept going, the signature on the back of the ceramic piece indicates it was hand painted by an artist named Emma Walter in 1957. Thanks. Emma Walter. The specific signature style hand painted script is typical for hobbyist or professional studio ceramic artists who painted on blanks or pre made white porcelain and earthenware. It's a mid 20th century product. And this would actually make some sense because the 1950s and 60s was kind of a time where women were doing this. It's kind of like what we saw maybe 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when they started doing ceramics, and then you could go in and hand paint a piece. And, it was kind of a hobbyist element. So I can see that going back to the 50s or 60s, a very feminine thing to do. Um, there was a notable 19th century British watercolorist named Emma Walter, but the ceramic signature probably belongs to a mid century studio artist or an accomplished hobbyist of the same name. Then a friend of mine started to dig around because I had posted, on social media, what would you do to research this? And she found this piece. And it is by Erna Walters, and signed EW. Now let me make sure there's an S. Now this one has no S. So I'm not sure it's the same woman, but the painting looks similar. Um, it's a rare signed Erna Walters on bottom. EW is near painting marked 1960s. Okay. Erna Walter, it turns out, was a German botanist, uh, ecologist. Now, so I think that was a typo because they list her name as Erna Walter in Wikipedia. She was a German botanist, ecologist, botanical collector, and bryologist. She was born in Germany in 1893. She died January 2nd, 1992. She was 98 years old. Now, it's interesting because just Googling her name alone, I found yet another piece of hers, and it's that top piece, the leaf piece. So this is a vintage Erna Walter ceramic trinket dish, 1960, purple flowers, signed mid-century, so worth about $20. Um, my friend Erica Freeman said the ashtray that we found earlier, rare dome style China hand painted marked EW, signed Erna Walter. Not sure if she was claiming ownership or did the painting. Erna was born in 1893 and passed away in 1992, so she may have been the artist. Um, After research, she was a famous botanist, ecologist, and worked with her husband all over the planet, finding many discoveries. This piece is beautifully made, pastel leaves, pink, white flowers, excellent condition. It will highlight any home movie set, stage, production for this era of time. It has a 4-inch diameter, et cetera, et cetera. So she actually found that listing on Etsy. So it's kind of interesting because here are my general thoughts. If this woman that I bought the piece from, Patroclus, enough, sorry. You see, this is how well pugs listen. If this woman who I bought the piece from, this is probably worth, most of the pieces are not worth that much. $20, probably. Now, it's interesting because this is just internet research. This wasn't even anything that exciting, and yet I was able to find a Wikipedia page for her that actually also said that she got a doctorate in 1918 and contributed tremendously to the botany fields, that some of her finds were still in museums in Europe. She had a very incredible life. So, just doing internet research on her is kind of interesting because could this woman have done the same thing? Could the lady that I bought this from have done the same thing? And all you have to do is some internet research on my name. And I'm a PhD. Yeah, I'm a little quirky. If you look at my social media, it says I'm an artist. I recently put some depression glass up for sale on eBay, so she could have found that. She could have kind of tagged into that. Was it a pendulum intuitive process, or could all of this have been done just through the internet? and somebody paired was somebody that she kind of felt they would like and admire. And I got to say, I kind of wonder. I think that is a possibility. Um, she could be intuitive enough, I mean, to kind of realize that. But looking anybody up on social media today, you know, and if she knew her collection well, might be the way, you know, that these things get here. And whether or not it's haunted, I can't say. But the fact that she said she sensed a feminine, quirky energy. And I'm thinking, this was a woman who, at the turn of the century, must have been quite a feminist, had a doctorate, contributed to the scientific field. Her name is known for her own research. Is that quirky? It may or may not be, but it certainly indicates a woman who is not with a standard personality. So that kind of has me curious a little bit more. And would that make this piece not haunted, essentially? I mean, is it just a really good internet search and matchup of materials? So I'll let y'all think about that. Okay.